types of flowers based on number of flower pods as well as based on the sexual organs present on that. We have seen the classification of the flowers. Now let us see the structure of a flower. So as we have seen that the flower is a condensed reproductive shoot that helps to carry out the reproduction. That is we have seen. So if you observe the structure of the flower, under the structure of the flower, we have to know about the different parts of the flower. That is only we are going to discuss under the structure of the flower. So as we have seen, the flower is having one axis. It is having axis. This axis consisting of pedicel. The axis consisting of pedicel and the swollen part called thalamus. So a flower consisting of axis. This axis is having two parts. One is pedicel, that is also called as stalk, and another swollen part what we call as a thalamus. So if you observe a flower, all the floral parts or the flower parts are based or located on the swollen part called as thalamus. So if you observe, all the floral parts are based or located on the thalamus. It is located on the thalamus. And already we have seen that a flower is consisting of mainly how many parts? 4 parts. So these all the 4 parts of the flower, they were arranged in a pattern. So the flower arranged pattern is called as whorl. What it is called? Whorl. All the flower parts arranged in a pattern called, what is the pattern is called? Whorl or layers or circles. So they are arranged in circles. So it consisting of totally 4 whorls. How many whorls are present? A flower is consisting of 4 whorls. So what are the 4 whorls present in a flower is, already we have seen calyx, corolla, androecium, gynoecium. These are the 4 parts of the flower. That are 4 whorls of the flower or 4 patterns of the flower. What are that? Calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. Already we have seen that androecium is also called as male reproductive part and gynoecium is called as female reproductive part or reproductive organ. So these all the floral parts are arranged in how many layers? 4 layers or 4 circles. That is we are going to discuss now. So what we have seen that all the floral parts are based on the swollen part, what we call as thalamus. Is it right? This is we called as pedicel. So what it is called as pedicel, which connects to the stem. Understand? So that's what it is also called as stalk. And this stalk is connected to a swollen part, what we call as thalamus, where all the flower parts are arranged. Now let us see the structure of the flower. So the flower consisting of how many whorls? 4 whorls are present. That is 4 leaves are present. So what are the 4 leaves of the flower is? Number 1, calyx. So the outermost whorl of the flower, what it is called as? Calyx. It is called as calyx. So what is calyx is nothing but it is the outermost layer or whorl of the flower. Understand? So a single unit of the whorl is called as sepal. It is outer layer or outer whorl, and single or individual unit is called as sepal. So now we are going to discuss floral parts. The outermost layer or the first whorl of the flower, it is called as calyx, and it is individual part, what it is called as sepals. So what are the individual parts of the flower is called as individual part of calyx is called as sepal. Understand? And generally if you observe a flower, the outer green color we have seen, and the outer green color, what it is called as calyx. Understand? The outer green color, that what it is called as calyx. From that it is having number of calyx. Understand? So individual one it is called as sepal. Understand? That is what individual unit of calyx, what we call as sepal. And what is the importance of the calyx? If you observe, the calyx is not used directly in the process of reproduction. So there is no use of calyx in reproduction. There is no use of calyx in the reproduction. Understand? That's the thing. And what is the important function of this calyx? That is we have to remember. So if this calyx, if you remove this calyx, what will happen? The flower parts will be fall off. Is it or not? So if you remove the green part of a rose, what will happen? It will be fall off. That is what? Earlier in the bud form, when the flower is in the bud form, all the floral parts are completely covered or closed by the calyx. Understand? So earlier the bud, it appears in completely green color. The outer parts of the flower is located inside of the calyx. That's what the calyx is very, very important to protect the floral parts when it was bud stage. Understand? That is a very important function of the calyx. So it protects flower parts when it is bud form. Understand? That is the important function of the calyx. Understand? That is the first one. Next, let us discuss another important part structure of the flower is second one, corolla, and this is called as second whorl or second circle or second pattern of the flower. So the corolla, these are the colorful parts of the flower. So corolla, the second whorl, what it is called as corolla. So this is the second whorl, what it is called as corolla. So if you observe the corolla, this corolla is a second circle or also called as second whorl or second pattern. This is second whorl. And it is individual, single. It It is having more in number of corolla. So each corolla individual part what do we call as petals. Individual unit called as petals. What have seen the colorfuls. So red color, red petals. If it is yellow orange, yellow petals. If it is white rose, white petals. Is or not? If you observe different colors of the flower is noticed from these corolla. The individual unit of the corolla is called as petals. And what is the use of the petals? The petals are very important to attract the organisms. That's what if you find colorful roses, we will move towards to the rose plant because of the color is attracting us to move towards itself. That's what this corolla helps in attraction of the organisms. What is the use of the attraction of organisms? For the transfer of pollen grains to carry out pollination. Understand? So what is the importance of the corolla is they helps in attraction of the organisms to carry out pollination. So they attracts organisms to carry out pollination. That's the important function of the corolla. Understand? This is the second word. So, what is the second word of the flower is corolla. Its individual unit is called as petals, and these are the brightest color and most attractive part of the flower, and usually they help to attract the organisms to carry out the pollination. Understand? That is what we have seen. And next third word is androecium. What it is called? Androecium. So from here to up to here, it is called as androecium. As we know that androecium is called as a male reproductive organ, is right, and it is third word or third pattern or third circle. This is the third circle, and it is called as male reproductive organ. It is called as a male reproductive organ. And if you observe, this androecium is made up of two parts. It is consisting of two parts. What are that? Like anther and filament. This is called as anther, and this tubular structure is called as filament. Understand? So anther is bilobe. Bilobe means what? Two lobes are present on the anther, like this. That's what it is called as bilobe. Like this, a flower consisting of the. Now, this is the what? Androecium. And what it is called as anther. And this is called as filament. What it is called as filament. Understand? And if you observe this anther, it consisting of pollen sac. Means a bag, very small sac is present, and that it is called as microsporangia. What it is called as microsporangia. So, if you observe under androecium, anther consisting of microsporangia, where pollen grains are present. So this androecium is this anther. If you observe the anther, it consisting of pollen sac and which we can call as a microsporangia. This microsporangia consisting of pollen grains. These pollen grains produces male gametes. Male sex cells are produced in pollen grains. Understand? So male gametes are male sex cells are produced from the anther. That is from the androecium. That's what androecium what we call as a male reproductive part. So it is third ovule called male reproductive system. It is consisting of anther and the filament. If you observe the anther consisting of pollen sac and generally what we call as a microsporangia, where it consisting of pollen grains. And these pollen grains produces the male gametes or male sex cells. And the filament, the tubular connection of anther. Understand that is what a male reproductive system. Now another important structure what we are going to discuss is the fourth whorl of the flower. That is where you will see separately. Gynoecium. It is also called as a gynoecium. And if you observe, this gynoecium is called as female reproductive part. It is called as female reproductive organ. What is the female reproductive organ of a flower? Is a gynoecium. And it is consisting of the swollen part called as a stigma and the tubular part is called as style and another swollen part is called as a ovary. These are the three parts of the gynoecium. So it is consisting of stigma, style and ovary. If you observe the structure of the gynoecium, the stigma, it is the main part where it receives the pollen grain from the anther. So stigma receives the pollen grain from the anther to carry out the pollination, and style connects the stigma to ovary, whereas if you observe the ovary, it is the main reproductive part of a flower and that consisting of ovules. But it is consisting of ovules. Ovary consisting of ovules. And this ovule or ovary, where it produces egg cells. Understand? Produces egg cells. They produce egg cells. And if you observe the structure of ovules, they are made up of different types of cells which are located in the ovule and that we can call as embryo sac. That we will discuss later. This is what the structure of the flower. Understand? Longitudinal section of the flower. Under the longitudinal section of the flower consisting of mainly four parts. So calyx, outer green layer, corolla, the bright full parts of the flower. And next, the bilobe structure, what it is called as androecium anther. And another one is gynoecium, which consisting of stigma, style, and ovary. As we have seen their important functions. Understand this is what the longitudinal section of the flower, which is playing a key role during the process of sexual reproduction. This is the structure. Next we will discuss about how the reproduction process is occurring. What are the events are occurring? That is post fertilization, pre-fertilization, fertilization, post fertilization. These are the three important events that are going to be occur in flower that we will discuss in next class.